It's always scary to rewatch a movie because you're afraid that it won't be as good as you remember, but I'm so glad that Spider-Man No Way Home held up. Even without the shock of the surprise cameos, just as a narrative, it works. For the most part, there are just some things in this movie that I cannot accept, like how Spider-Man could beat Doctor Strange in a fight. Absolute nonsense. You're telling me Doctor Strange doesn't have a spell where he can just swap the position of two objects? How did Peter move his body in that astral form? But it works enough because I think at where they are, you want Peter to win that specific fight with Doctor Strange so that he can save the lives of all those villains. It's small stuff like that, the visuals, and sometimes the pacing that let this movie down the most. But that's me nitpicking. I think this movie has a really high audience score and just general score for a reason. The sound design and score are used well for the most part. Cinematography wise, good. They tried a lot of stuff with the cinematography and most of it worked pretty well. The saving MJ scene, the hallway fight with Green Goblin, the mirror dimension fight with Doctor Strange, a lot of good stuff here. Let's keep going with the great stuff. I love how important Ned and MJ are in this specific story. This, in my opinion, is by far the most impactful and significant they've ever been. Technically, you can thank Ned for saving the universe because he's the one that found the two Peters that helped mentor Tom's Peter and helped win the fight. But yeah, Ned can do magic now. MJ was just such a good emotional support for Peter and felt like a really good friend and girlfriend. She's great. Having the other minor Spider-Man characters as well, like Flash Thompson, the teachers, J. Jonah Jameson, connected this story and made it feel like a true evolution in Peter's life and growth. This event really affects the people in his life, not to mention also Happy and Aunt May. Doctor Strange as well. Everyone felt like they belonged in this story. The villains too. Otto Octavius, Green Goblin, Electro, and admittedly the two weakest characters in this narrative because nothing can be perfect. The two clowns of this narrative, Sandman and especially Lizard Guy, Dr. Connors. What was the point of him? He just hid in a van and then caused a little bit of chaos. I do like his presence, but I just wished he had more substance to him. But Electro, Green Goblin, and Otto Octavius definitely really crucial to the story. And of course, the other two Spider-Men, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I love the dynamic between the three. Tom's the stoic one, Tobey's the mature one, and Andrew's the awkward, sensitive one. Love them sharing their stories and wisdom with each other, being there for each other and just supporting each other through this entire thing. When Tobey stopped Tom from impaling Green Goblin, one of the best moments ever in the MCU. They played that scene so well. Willem Dafoe, incredible job as Green Goblin. It's like he never left the role. Alfred Molina, great as well. Jamie Foxx, great too. But by far, the two best moments in this movie for me has to be, number one, Aunt May's death, and number two, the ending sequence of this movie. I really liked Aunt May's death. The little spin where she's like the Uncle Ben for this Peter Parker. With great power comes great responsibility. The way she was just fearless and took on the Green Goblin. I just loved that. She was supportive of Peter until the very end. It's a very emotional scene and it's crafted so well, filmmaking wise. The score, the pacing, cinematography, all fantastic. And then of course at the end when Peter chooses to make everyone forget who Peter Parker is, that is an incredibly big sacrifice. And when Tom is in that cafe or coffee shop just trying to talk to his once girlfriend and best friend, but them not knowing who he is, so emotional. Tom played that so well. He got to display his acting skills front and center. The pain in his eyes, cinematography, the score, beautiful. This movie has quite a few beautiful moments and you wouldn't really expect that. It's surprising in a lot of ways and mature, especially at the later parts. And it sets up such a big dilemma for Peter Parker's life, like where does he go from here? We'll learn that in Spider-Man 4, which is supposedly going to be another multiverse film. I am interested to see how that goes. This movie is not perfect, but it is amazing. Still holds up in my opinion. That's what I think of this movie. What do you think of Spider-Man No Way Home? Does it hold up? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to read your responses. Thank you so much for watching. Have a spectacular day.